Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Achievers Pod, where we discuss topics that affect your life, my life, women's life, that range from women's health to business to career to relationship to finances. I am your host. My name is Victoria Showme. And as always, I am excited because each time I get the opportunity to meet another powerhouse woman that is really blazing it out there. I am excited and I am inspired. And today I have another phenomenal woman in the house. Oh, okay. Let me catch my breath because this is gonna blow your mind away. When you start listening to a story, a journey, you're going to be inspired. And the bottom line, I always say to people, you're going to hear something from her that you will be able to apply to your life. And if it's not applicable to you, you have a girlfriend that this will be a blessing to. And so today I have Lindsey Brantley in the house, who is a founder and creator of Camellia Alice Skincare. She is going to tell us how it started. Let me tell you, this woman, she's a phenomenal woman. She has won so many accolades and she's really thriving in the skincare product. I mean, natural skincare line. So join me today as I welcome Lindsey into the studio.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Oh, thank you for coming. I love your background, your aesthetics, everything is so beautiful.
Thank you. I'm in my office today, so
Yes, I could tell. So please just take a quick minute to just introduce yourself to us and also your background because this is a really beautiful journey. Your story is so encouraging. But let us into your life a little bit, introducing
yes.
yourself and your background. God bless.
Absolutely. Yes. So I'm Lindsey Brantley. I am the founder of Camellia Elise. We are a all-natural skincare line brand. We also have a full service spa here in the Houston area. And I'm also the founder of the Camellia Elise Academy, where we train aspiring spa owners to go out there and make things happen on their own. A little bit about my background, though. A lot of people are very surprised to know that I actually have a degree in engineering. I am a civil structural engineer. I was in corporate America for 10 years, building oil refineries and in procurement, buying products for oil refineries. And in the middle of my career, it was actually closer towards the beginning, I was laid off. And, I'm fresh out of college thinking I have this, plan together. I was a newlywed. And when I got laid off, it was so unexpected and it was a hard economy at the time, similar to what we're facing now, right?
I know. Wow.
And I just told myself, I said, look, I don't ever want to just have to depend on somebody else for my income.
Hmm.
So I went back to get trained in medical aesthetics. And then I used that engineering knowledge as well as the skincare knowledge. And I started developing my own skincare products. And I kind of grew from there. Now, the skincare products were because I have PCOS, which stands for polycystic ovarian syndrome. I was a young woman trying to figure out why, like, I had facial hair and, hyperpigmentation and all these things. And I couldn't find a natural alcohol free product that would not burn me or make things worse before it fixed it.
Hmm.
So I said, it's time for me to develop something on my own. And so I developed the skincare products first. And I worked part time for a med spa, and I eventually got my products to where they were working for me, and I started selling them. And I was able to very, very early on in my skincare career pitch to Walmart and get the products on Walmart's online platforms.
Oh, awesome.
And the more that I did it, the more I wanted to do it. I wanted to get the skincare out there and I wanted to take care of other people's skin. So
Hmm.
eventually I opened my own brick and mortar spa, And then a few years in, I had so many people that were like, how did you do what you did? How did you build
Mm,
your business? How is your skin so beautiful?
I
And
know.
I started teaching other people, and I opened a medical aesthetics school here in Texas, in Houston. We're right here in Houston, and just organically grew from there. So it started with product development, then I opened the spa, and then I opened the academy. So now we have all three running full time.
Oh my. Well, let me confess, and I must say this, you have a very beautiful skin. I mean, your skin is glowing.
Thank you. Thank
So
you. I use
now,
all my own products.
now we know the secret. Oh my, now we know the secret. So this is so inspiring because as a structural engineer, I mean, like when you graduated from school, did that, do you see that, oh, maybe like 10 years down the road, 5 years down the road, this is not gonna be what I'm gonna be doing?
Oh, not at all. Not at all. I was like, oh, this is what I'm going to do forever and it's going to be great. And God said, yeah, no, there's something else out there for you.
Out there for you. Oh my, and I think that is really so fascinating because most of us, we started out in something else, and then when either life happens, either something happened, then we able to find our own true calling, we able to find something that we love, and it's like a 360-degree turnaround, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
I want you to kind of share, because you were in the corporate environment for about 10 years, and
10
then you
years.
said you were laid off, and that was what actually brought about the inspiration for the skin care product and all of that. So can you talk about the transition? Who studied, was an engineer, and then now you got to the point that you were laid off, and then now I have to be thinking, what is it that I can do from here? Can you talk about that transition from your corporate environment into being an entrepreneur?
Yes, absolutely. So I will tell you, as most of us are in life, nothing was a straight line, right? I
Mm.
got laid off. I tried to find another job in engineering, and at the time, I just couldn't find it. So I went, to get the skincare education, and I said, okay, I'm going to do this. And then I got called back into corporate. So my transition, I was actually working full-time day job and full-time night job. I was
Oh,
building, yes, I was building the skincare business while I was in corporate
in corporate.
America so that, I could have more than one income because it
Mm.
was my passion. I felt like, okay, this is going to be something great, but I was also still making really good money in corporate. So
Yes.
my transition was build one during the day, one at night. And then when that nighttime job got to the place where it was starting to take over and I was making enough money to do it full time, I left corporate America.
Oh, okay, okay. Now that is interesting. And this is something that I noticed, and as we're talking, and I've seen that trend sometimes, that when life happens to us, sometimes there is something inside of us that is awakened to try something different. Because, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you hadn't been laid off from your job before, would you have think of starting the skincare line?
No, I definitely can say I don't think that I would have. So that layoff was a blessing in
Was a
disguise
blessing.
because, like I said, I was a young woman. I was making good money, thinking, okay, this is what I'm gonna do.
Mhm.
And then this unexpected thing just happened, and I was
Okay.
like, well, that wasn't a part of the plan. What do I do
Not at
now?
all.
And it also ignited a passion in me that made me just feel like, I liked what I was doing in corporate,
Hmm.
but I just never wanted to depend on somebody else for my income ever again. So even when I was in corporate, I was still building my business so that I would have more than one income.
More than one income. And I mean, you've said it so perfectly, because there are too many things that come to our mind, but you were able to take the advantage of, losing that job into igniting another passion inside of you, and you were able to do both at the same time, because you say you have your day job and then you have your night job. So how was it juggling both? You're working during the day and business at night.
It was hard. Let me just
Okay.
say, like, nothing in business is easy anyway, but it was very hard. I am a wife, I am a mom. I was trying to figure out how to, work this full-time job during the day,
Mm,
work this other job, see a couple clients at night, then be at home to put my baby to bed,
good.
work, a couple days out of the week or the
Mm,
weekend, and then have a day or two to spend that time at home. It was not easy. It took a lot. And it took a lot of family support for me as well. I can say that I'm very blessed. I would not have been able to build this business without family support, because I did at times need to be in more than one place at a
mm.
time. And so I did have to have, help. I'm not the person that's ever going to be like, oh, I did it all by
All by
myself.
myself.
No, not at all.
Oh, I mean, and I think, women, we are just so strong in multitasking and able to juggle things together until we finally achieve the desire that we envision. Because you were working in the corporate, you have a family to care for, and then you're doing the business on the side. But you have this mindset, number one, that, you know what, I don't want to solely dependent on somebody for income, and at the same time there is more. And also the other thing you said earlier on was like finding a solution to the skincare problem, which I think really at the catalyst for you to be able to even move forward with all of the things you have to do at a time. And you also talk about family support. So now let's take a step back and talk about the challenges. Like you said, it's not a straight road. Business success is not a straight road. Probably there are curves and bends and detours all along the line. But kind of share with us some of the struggles earlier on and starting when you started the company. What are some of the challenges that you faced?
Yes. Well, one of the challenges was financial,
Mm,
because initially, you have this great idea. It doesn't matter what you're trying to do, right? You have this great idea, but how do you fund that idea? Whether you
mm,
have another job or another source of income or not, right? How do you fund it? And so one of the things that I did was I started doing pitch competitions. A
okay.
lot of people think, oh, I need a business loan, or, maybe I'm going to do crowdfunding, but they forget about all the grants and the pitch opportunities. So that was one of the major changes. And I'm sure you'll have more questions about that.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course, you could tell.
Yes. And I'll tell you, the second biggest one that I like to talk to people about is when I was building the business, trying to figure out the right brand awareness or the right way to get the attention that I needed
Mhm.
for the business. So those are the two major challenges that I had to work around a lot. So ask questions and I'll tell you whatever you want to know.
Yes, I got so many questions for you. But talking about challenges of startup, every business is different. But I've seen what is common to most businesses as startup or whichever way. One of the challenges is finances. And I think for people that start a business, that's what they say, that in the 4 or 5 years of startups, most of them, maybe 80%, 90% of them failed because they do not have that financial support to start and take off. In your case, you had that financial challenge, and then creating the brand awareness, getting people, creating that bright and brand identity, getting people to know your brand, what you stand for, what you do, and all of that. So now let's talk about, the the financial challenge, because you were able to overcome that. You talked about, pitching and all of that. And it's just a way of, you did mention everything is not going to come from loan. So for people listening or you are watching right now, she's going to talk a little bit about all this. If you are probably thinking of business, you're thinking of, I need to get a loan. But she is saying there are other avenue, other ways to get the funding that you need for your business. So let's talk about your the pitch competition you have to do. How do you get started? How did you prepare? Just kind of let us in on that.
Yeah, so I mean, really and truly, it starts off with a Google search because there are
Google
so
search.
many different grants and business pitch competitions that are out there. And especially, I know like in Houston, but they have them everywhere.
Everywhere.
I was looking for pitch competitions. The way they typically work is you have to sign up for it. You'll do one or two classes. Sometimes it's up to 6 classes where they're trying to help you as a business owner. They'll give you free classes on business credit, personal credit, how to put a financial statement together, how to put your business plan together. And then you normally submit a business plan at the end of the classes, and then they pick people to stand on stage and pitch for money. And even if you don't win the money or get the opportunity to pitch for money, most of these programs give you free resources just for continuing in the programs.
Oh, awesome.
Um, so that's one of the ways because, hey, you don't have to pay that money back. If you're passionate about your idea, you can get people behind it. I've won a little bit over, I believe, $120,000 in pitch funds. And then I've gotten a little over 150,000 in business grants as well. So that was one of the ways that I was doing it. Some of the ways was bootstrapping, right? I would take a little bit out of each paycheck, just to buy some ingredients, buy some new packaging. And then the other thing that people don't think about that's kind of non-traditional funding is crowdfunding. We
Crowdfunding.
forget, yeah, we forget how big our circle is. And if you are passionate about what you're trying to build, why not ask friends, family, networking people in your community to rally behind it. It might just be something as small as, look, I'm trying to raise $2,000 to buy whatever. And you can go online, do crowdfunding, and have people support what you're trying to get together. So those were the first 3 like non-traditional ways that I built my business. I did not get any business loans in my business until last year, which was 7 years in.
So I am loving how you starting your business and you are growing it, because finance is one of the challenges. And if people get loans and then now they have to start paying right away, then it's putting pressure on them. They cannot pull that time growing the business. But you talked about few ways of getting funding for your business. And I think this is when you are passionate about something, you think of other ways of accomplishing the goal, the mission. You talk about business pitching competition, which is very amazing. So for people who are out there, you are looking for funds, you are trying to get business loans, maybe it's not coming for us. You talk about three things: business competition, business pitching. And she said, if at all you don't get the money, but you get resources, which I really like. That means you are not wasting your time, because they're empowering you in all that you need to put together to talk about your finances, your business credit, everything, and how you put all those pieces together. Talk about bootstrapping. Sometimes you might need to be putting money aside from your work. And also you may do crowdfunding. And she said it by herself. I mean, 120,000 from business pitch, about 150,000 from grants. And these are money that you do not have to pay back, right?
Yes, that is money you do not have to pay back.
Okay. So just share a little bit, with the business pitching and grant, were they like intense? Were they time consuming? Is this something that people we have to sweat over, or kind of like just a little bit in the process, so that whoever is hearing can say, if she can do it, I think you can do it as well. And I think it's worth the money,
Yes.
right?
Yes, absolutely. Well, but I'll tell you, every competition is different.
Mm,
And I'll give you an example of the Houston Community College does one every year.
mm,
And that one takes up about, I would say, a total of 6 hours. You go for 1 hour every week for like 6 weeks, and then you have to put a business plan together. So that's what
together.
really takes your time is, but as a business owner, you need to have a business plan anyway. So
Absolutely.
that one, but none of them are intense. I will tell you,
Mm,
none of them have been intense. You are surrounded by other business owners, mentors, people who want to help you to succeed. So there's not a lot of pressure on any of them. It's the pressure is on you. Like, are you actually gonna do the,
for them.
classes so
Mm-hmm.
that you can get the money or not? So there none of them have been intense. None of them to me are really overly competitive because
Mm,
you're a business owner just like me, and we're all trying to, better ourselves. Like I
okay.
said, even if you don't walk away with money, you're walking away with all kinds of resources, mentoring, business knowledge.
Mm,
They give a lot of free things away. So anybody, I would tell anyone, if you are a business owner or even thinking about being one, do the competitions because there's no downside to it. It doesn't cost you money. It just takes a little bit of your time and
fine.
dedication.
Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you. I know you've said it well, because whatever resources you are getting from there, the support, even kind of seeing how other business minded like yourself, the effort they're putting in, I think it's the environment will be inspiring and motivating. And like I said, you're not paying for it. Please, if you can, if I were you right now, I would go on Google and be putting in business
Yes.
grants, business pitch competition, and just see what is available. Guys, you've got to try it, okay? If she can
Yes,
do it,
yes,
and she said for 7 years, that is what she used before she think about getting loans and get the
yes,
business started and growing. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that.
yes, of
All
course.
right, so let's talk about the skincare now, because your skin is glowing, and you talk yes, you talk about PCOS and getting a product, natural for people. I have my kids, do I'm not sensitive, but all of my kids, they have very, very sensitive skin. So I'm always very conscious about what they put on. I have bought things that I didn't even pay attention, looking at the ingredients on it. And then all of a sudden, I'm like seeing them breaking out or whatever. I'm like, and I'm like, don't you see that this contain this and this? I'm like, oh my. So everything around us is like scent free, no fragrance, nothing like that. So how were you able to successfully come up together with the ingredients, and how was the process, putting everything together until you get the finished item on the market? Because the thing is, sometimes people are not patient, but I think your process, it is a process, because I don't think it happens overnight. And if I'm lying, please let me
No,
know.
no, you are correct. You are correct. It does not happen overnight at all. And I had sensitive skin as well. We actually have a completely vegan skincare line, which had its own
Mm,
challenges because I had to figure out how to put natural stuff together that was not animal based.
based. Oh.
So I will tell you the first thing I did was take a couple skincare classes and
Mm,
find like DIY formulas and actually camellia oil, that's where the name of the business comes from.
I'm
Camellia
from.
oil was our exclusive ingredient. So I found one ingredient that I was like, I really like the way that this feels. Like, okay, I'm going to design products around this. And so I started taking skincare classes, and I
Mm.
started off as, your beauty kitchenista, right? Like I was literally in my kitchen mixing up
PC
different
products.
things. Yes, and that's how I started. But I do also tell people, especially if this is something that you want to do as a business,
Mm,
always think bigger. The
think
moment
bigger.
that I found formulas that I was like, okay, this is working for me,
Mm,
I started contacting labs and signing like NDAs and saying, hey, I have this product. I would like for you to recreate it. Because in my mind, I knew one day I was going to be selling 1,000 bottles and I wouldn't be able to make 1,000 bottles.
1,000 bottles. Hmm.
So it was trial and error, like figuring out, different ingredients that work together. Do I like the way this feels? Is it actually helping my skin the way I need it to? And then I just kind of grew from there. But it did take a lot of time, a lot of trial and error. I was trying stuff on my mom, trying stuff on, my cousins. I was like, hey, you put this on. How does it feel?
Oh my, awesome, awesome. And once it comes with a business, and you've said it before, it's not a straight line, and it's about trying different things, and especially when it comes to what people put on their skin and all of that. And also when you're talking about going on a bigger scale. So you already have the mind that this is not just going to be a very small business producing just maybe few quantities, but you're thinking of, you know what, I want to take this larger. And so though I started in my kitchen, but then let me begin to think outside of here, begin to think of resources, begin to think of collaboration, about partnership, and at least from there to getting into the lab. And so I want to talk, because you did actually go to school for this, right?
Yes.
So at what point did you do that? Is it while you are doing the trial and error, or afterwards?
So it was very, very soon before I even started the skincare products. When I decided I really like spa, really like skincare,
Mm,
I knew that I was going to go back to school for it,
for
because
it.
even if I developed a product that worked well, I still wanted to understand skin, right? Like, and I wanted to be able
Mm,
to do facials. Now,
mm,
everybody doesn't do that, right? Sometimes you just fall in love with your product and you're
product.
like, I'm just going to develop the product and sell it. But I didn't want to just sell the product. I wanted to be able to put the product on
On.
people. Like I wanted to understand all those things. And that's me being an engineer, right? Like I can't
Yeah,
just,
right.
yes, yeah, I can't just come
Exactly.
up with it. I need to understand all the inner workings.
Mm,
So everybody doesn't do that. And I understand that. But for me, I was like, okay, I'm committed. I'm gonna be in this industry. I want to grow something in the industry. So I want to go get the knowledge in the industry. And one thing I will tell people, even if you don't go back to school for something, that's okay. Go work at a place where
mm,
they're doing what you want them to do. I worked for 4 years part-time at a spa because I
to
wanted to
get a feel of
understand.
it. And
Mhm. Yeah.
mm,
So even if you don't go back to school for, a different degree or whatever, go work at a place where they're doing the things that you want to do,
to
so you gain
do.
that back end knowledge of how
Mm.
things run.
How things run. And I think that is a very great tip for everyone. If you are thinking of going into something fully committed, and you are seeing that business on a larger scale, you really want to know the ins and outs. You want to know the science behind this. You want to really understand what it takes. Because sometimes what we see outside, that is just about maybe about 20% of what happens behind closed doors. And you say you've taken the time at least 4 years to work in that environment to understand, everything. I mean, you did take your classes, you went to school to understand the skin component and, the foundation thing. And then you work in that environment so you can get comfortable and familiar with everything. I mean, I think that is really, really encouraging. And also, I think probably that really helps you with your business. Will you say?
Yes, absolutely. It helped a lot because I only worked for two places and I learned from both,
Mm,
how they handle things when things were good, how
good.
they handle things when things were bad, when
Yeah.
things were slow. I learned different, even small stuff like scheduling systems, inventory
Hmm.
systems. I learned the ins and outs of the industry before I decided to open my own brick and mortar space. It was so helpful.
It was so helpful, understanding all of the things behind the scene, like you said, the scheduling system, how they, how they interact with customers, how they, when things were tough, what they do and
Yes.
all of that. So that is very, very amazing. So now take us through the journey, because now you started the company, you have your products, now you have a spa, and also you are teaching people. So can you just tell us how you move from A to B to C and doing all these three combined?
Yes, absolutely. It was very organic. Let me say that. From A to B was about 2 years. From
Mm,
B to C was about 3 years. And me going from having a brick and mortar to actually having a school, that was by demand. I had so many people that were like, how did you do this? Can you teach me how to do this?
okay.
I'm interested in having this business. Can you mentor me? Or can you teach me your techniques? And so once I started getting asked so much, I said, okay, there is a need in this industry for my specific niche, how to
Niche.
take care of melanated skin, right?
Mm-hmm.
How to get into the aesthetics business, how to open your own spa. And so that's where the classes came from. They literally came from a need where people were asking me.
That's good.
And so I went through the state of Texas, red tape. I'm still going through some now to open a new school.
New school.
But I went through that because I saw the need and I was getting the requests. So everything I've done has been very organic. I
Organic.
don't force it. And if
Mm,
I try something and it's not a good fit, at least I can say, hey, I tried it.
that's
This didn't
fine.
work. We're going to, go ahead and phase that out. So I also tell business owners, if you feel like you have a passion or if there's
Mm,
something calling you, try it, right?
fine.
Everything doesn't work out. Some things do, some don't, but at least you can look back and say, you know what? I tried it. This one worked out amazing. This one, not so much,
Yeah.
but I tried it.
Yeah, but you try, and I think that is and I think the more we try, the better we get closer to success. Because once you try, if it doesn't work out, then you know what, this wouldn't work. Let me try something else. Rather than thinking maybe if I've started, just do it. Like you say, just
Exactly.
try it. You never can tell.
Exactly.
And if it doesn't work out, you move on to something else. All right. So now let's talk about the skincare. What are some of the products you have, and who will benefit from your skincare products?
Yes. So I initially started off developing products for shaving and waxing because, like I was saying with PCOS, I had ingrown hairs and was trying to figure out how do I fix this. So we have shaving products, we have scrubs, and then as I was opening the brick and mortar, I said we need more facial products. So we have washes, toners, and moisturizers. And then the last products that I have two products for cellulite because we now have these services, non-invasive body sculpting, and people were like, okay, well, how do I lose some of the inches and how do I tighten and tone?
The
So
area.
we have two natural skincare products for cellulite. So we have total of 10 products on our website.
Okay.
And so we have a few for daily facial care, a few for shaving and waxing so that you don't get ingrown hairs. And then
Yeah.
we have a few for cellulite and skin smoothing.
Oh, all right. So I think you got the whole package. So if you are a woman, it's only for women, or everybody can use your product.
No, everything is unisex because we have plenty of men who come in and they're like, they ask that too. They're like, is it okay for me to come in? Like, of course, men need self-care too.
Yes, men need self-care too. And I mean, that is amazing. So, guys, if you are looking for great product out there, for your skin, if you're like me or you are not like me, it doesn't matter. They have great products. I mean, for somebody to be doing it for years, and also she kind of gave us insight into her background, how she started, all the things she has to do. So you can know that whatever is coming out, that the source is genuine, right? She has gone to school. She has been in the environment. So whatever you are putting on, really, you are going to enjoy it. And I must ask again, the name Camellia, like, how do you come about that name for the business?
Yes, absolutely. I get asked this a lot, and I like telling the story. So, camellia oil is the exclusive ingredient that's in all the products. Elise is
Mm.
my middle name. So, I tell everybody camellia oil is weaved into everything, and so am I. And I will tell you that's the tip I give to business owners too. This was not the original name of my business, and I don't mind sharing it. The original name was Crave Radiance. That was the name.
Whoa.
And when I went to trademark it, because you got to protect your name, when I went to trademark it, there was already Crave this skincare, Crave
Save this.
cupcakes, Crave, there were
Hmm.
so many different things. My lawyer said, go back to the drawing board. What makes you and this product truly unique?
Hmm.
And so that's how I came up with the name.
Wow. Okay. I love that. And it's so unique. So we can tell that from every product that we got from you, there is a piece of you there.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So now we are getting to some fun part. We're going to talk about your success because I mean, you are just rocking it. I'm going to read some things here. You've been featured in African Post, USA Weekly, Ebony Magazine, Houstonian Magazine, Houston Side Magazine, first place, Houston Lift Off competition winner. I mean, you have like accolades here. I can't even like, oh my. Oh, that is really, really inspiring. So please tell us about all this, your success. We know you're putting in the work and we want to really celebrate you as well.
Yes. Well, I mean, all of those are great, but I will tell you, it was nothing like once I was in Black Enterprise and Yahoo Finance, that was it for me. I was like, I have made it. But honestly, most of these things are not things that I've asked for.
Mm.
It's just me being passionate about what I do and someone else seeing that. I was named in 2023 most admired CEO to watch by the
Oh,
Houston
wow.
Business Journal, and I was also named the Small Business Woman of the Year by the SBA.
Oh, awesome.
Those are not, and those are
Congratulations.
thank you. They're not things that I could have done on my own. I always say I have to say thank you to my team and my family for helping me. But when you put things out there, you put good things out there, you treat people with respect, you try your best to operate in excellence, people recognize that. And so it's truly been a blessing to be on this journey, but I don't take it lightly. I do not take it lightly. I appreciate every step of the way. And I think that's what has kept me going.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Because I was going to also ask, for this year of business and your success and your growth, what are some of the things that has helped you as a person, to keep going? Because I know we talked a little bit about some of the initial challenges, but I know along the line, challenges come in different, phase. Um,
Yes.
but how are you able to move past those challenges, those obstacles? What are the things that help you to really sustain your growth and keep you going in the space of business?
I will tell you that what honestly keeps me going is my faith and the motivation to know that I've been set on this path not by accident, that there's a larger purpose. If you know your purpose and you know the impact that you've been called to give, it motivates you. Along this path, since COVID started, I lost my mom to COVID and I just lost both of my grandparents this year.
Oh, I'm so
It
sorry.
is,
So
thank
sorry.
you. There are times when it is extremely hard, right? It's not going to be easy. If it was that easy, everybody would do it.
Hmm.
But I know that like God has set me on this path not by mistake. Like you asked me
Mhm.
before, if I hadn't lost my job, would I be doing this? And in
Mhm.
that moment, I was like, okay, I don't understand. I don't understand. But now I can look back and say, you had me here for a reason.
Mhm.
And so, what truly motivates me is just knowing that this is my calling. And I tell everybody under the sound of my voice, I would say, if you feel like you are called to do something, then do that thing. If you feel like, oh, I'm just going to sell some products because I can make some money, it's not going to last. There
Hmm.
are days when you don't want to do this, right? You don't want to get up, but it has to be something that is passionate, for you, or you're not going to want to keep doing it. So I never move because I feel like I'm going to make money. I move because I feel like it's what I'm called to do.
You.
And so that is what, like, truly my faith and my family, and then, that thing that God has just put inside me, that passion is what keeps me going.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Because challenges will come and we don't know when or how they will come. But having that passion, the motivation that keep us going. Because life will happen to us, and even we happen when we least expect it. It's the motivation, the passion, and knowing that we have been put in this space for a purpose and for a reason that give us the motivation moving on. So I want to kind of speak to people out there, women out there. Maybe they are going through life right now. They're in the midst of career transition. I mean, from COVID, a lot of people, I mean, lost their jobs, the business landscape, even the work landscape, things have changed. I just really want you to kind of encourage and inspire women out there. Maybe they're in a space right now, they're confused, or they're thinking about business, or they started already and they're like, okay, what am I doing? Just kind of speak into their lives.
Absolutely. Just like I mentioned before, if you are passionate about it and you feel like you are called to do it, then I'm going to tell you, just try.
Mm.
And I also do everything scared. I know that I make it look easy, right? But I'm not. Whenever I'm trying something new, whenever I'm
Mm.
starting something new, I'm scared
You
too,
scared
right?
too?
But
Okay.
but but I will do it scared. I tell people all the time. I mean, I was sweating bullets at my first pitch competition, right?
Okay, it's okay. So people shouldn't feel okay. All right.
But now I'm a pro, right? You just got to get
Yes.
out there and try. So
Mm.
what I would tell anyone who is a business owner or someone who wants to be a business owner, first of all, one thing that I did do was I went and took a couple business classes. I'm a first generation entrepreneur. The
Hmm.
Small Business Development Center has free classes.
All right.
Score.org has free mentors.
Mm.
I looked for resources to kind of help me strengthen that business acumen. And then I just bet on myself. I really did. If you won't bet on yourself, you can't expect someone else to bet on you.
Bet on you.
So try. My advice is always get out there, try. If you feel like this is what you are called to do, then try it.
Try it. If this is what we are called to do, try it. And she said there are a lot of free resources out there that you can get the information. Because I believe once people get some information, then some fear, are lessened a little bit when okay, oh, all right. And some of this information, like she said, they are free. There are resources out there. There are organizations out there that offer, courses on business, all that you need to know. Thank you so much. And before we go, what is next for Camellia Alice Skincare? What is next for you? What are you looking forward to? And yes, we want to know.
Yes, absolutely. So with Camellia Elise Skincare, what's next is just getting more product placement. We're looking to get into some more big box retail stores. Very excited about that. And then on the spa and academy side, I am very excited to announce that we are opening one of the first and only Black-owned laser institutes. Yes. So I'm very excited because as we have gone through this journey, right, I learned more and more that there's not as many people who are experts in taking care of our skin. That's why a lot of people get burned with lasers. And so I'm passionate about just bringing the beauty industry forward, and making it more inclusive for people who look like me. So those are the two exciting things that I have coming.
That is amazing. That is amazing. You know, I love your passion, your tenacity, your persistency, and even the love that you have for what you're doing, and also seeing how that can impact the lives of so many people, you know. So this has been a really great time. Thank you for caring for people like me.
Yes, yeah,
I
absolutely.
really,
It is
really
my
appreciate.
pleasure.
Yes, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I know we don't have time to go into all things, but you have really shed light into your journey, and your stories is so inspiring. And me starting something little bit here and there, and now becoming a global company. So thank you for that. I do talk about earlier on, we can get your product Walmart on Walmart site, right?
Well, no, currently right now, Walmart is out of stock. We're doing everything direct.
Oh, Walmart's out of stock.
So,
Okay.
yes. So, CameliaElise.com, or of course, coming into the spa if you're local, are the best ways to get everything.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Awesome. Well, that is great. Okay, guys, this has been a great time today, you know, spending time with Lindsey Brantley, and that is the founder of Camellia Alice Skincare. She has shared a journey, and I hope you've taken notes from our session today. And if you miss any part, well, thank God this is online. You can go over again and listen again. She started, you know, from just being laid off from a corporate job. The inspiration comes, and the passion to see that, you know, especially for women, melanated skin people like me, that we have access, you know, to quality skincare for our skin, and also for people who are sensitive. And she started it, and me, and we thank God for where it is today. And now she has a spa and also have an academy. So if you are someone really want to dive into that space, you want to know more, she's your go-to person. We are going to be putting all of the information here in the description if you want to get the products. If you want to go to the local store, if you are here in Houston, or you're planning to come down to Houston, or you want to be part of the academy, everything is going to be in the description. All right. So today we are very grateful so much. Thank you for being here. I am
Absolutely.
inspired. I am encouraged. She talked about a lot of things. So take time to listen again. Take note. Take note. If she can do it, you can do it also. All right, so thank you. So we have this on YouTube. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure you leave a comment, like, and subscribe. And if you are listening on our podcast on Apple, on Spotify, or iHeartRadio, please leave us a review as well, and help us to share it. Till I come again your way, this is Victoria. Show me. Continue to achieve great things. God bless.